Okay, Master Mason, no. Come on, Bluestone Militia. Let's roll it out tonight. I've been taking some notes. I've been doing some recon the best I can as an American. The undercover IMA. Uh, Inside of here, it's about probing a lot of that right now, and absolutely, trying to register. All right, let's try from different horizons and accesses some of the application design for what some of this mathematics and mechanics can do, because this is important mechanics, because not only is this my mechanics, this is mechanics you will frequently find everywhere else. You're gonna see bits and pieces of this stuff, and go and figure that's gonna be a lot of that stuff on your HUD today. So general relativity says I have no glasses, I have glasses, and from topology, no glasses has glasses. You're gonna have a certain application from CZ E1 over C E2 over Z B over Y parentheses, given the secondary Y axis here in this case, because it's the second equation. It's giving me code sequences on ciphering, and ciphering is about energy, it's by terms. One of the notes I caught tonight was the Zen art of mechanic repair. Zen and the art of motorcycle repair. Right. So I get into Sun Tzu inside here, and we talk about the general ground law Haven Way, or how we N1/2 the Zen and the art of motorcycle repair as whether a literary design for Who the Bell Tolls, or a mechanic on the stone mill floor for obvious. Well, in this case, in STEM, a Rhodes conjecture. I need you to find me one of these problems. Put it in the marshmallow. Give me the name of it and define the X. I need you to do this, and I need you to write out that system. I need you to find what the answer to Rhodes is, because you know what that number is, and you're going to be able to express that while you're out there on that mill floor to be like, no, that is not a Rhodes conjecture. That's my conjecture, damn it. And I'm pretty square on what the name and notes on this thing are. That's all right. So the ideas term swag incorporated. There are big dimensional planes, which are that can 0, 1 back to the whole thing being Big Bang. And math teachers get that wrong. If you get that constant wrong, you're going to be all messed up on the floor. V, T, Z, X, O. There's so many numbers and letters coming at you right now. You're super dead. You're on the chessboard about how deep you have to be about lines and semonics, symmetry, geometry. Stone mill, right? XYZ. I mean, that's going to make that continuance in one word non-locality, or the Z on paper, this continuance. We have a problem of the limits on a 6x8 piece of paper here, on how to define the command directive of who is in charge on the stone mill. Everybody's thinking, all right, so we're going that physics today. That is the universe. That's what's in the box. That's what the elements are designed on. This person does this one by physics. This one does that one in special relativity as the train's on the go here. CZ. And that's my note for Rhodes. And you'll find this is real common with something like Fermat's, which is going to get into an AX plus BX equals CX, stonemason plus I had to do it all alone, and then there was a stone mill where I had other things where it wasn't that no more. Because that's the Big Bang stone mill for stonemasons. Your first piece of equipment to the next one. I need another lathe. Well, what it is here is not so much the Rhodes conjecture any longer. We got and changed all the parts in thermodynamics if you wanted to get in the mechanics of a perfect designed entropy, because then it is this. So, well, simulator later. We're gonna get in the baby steps. You gotta lots of steps to become a master mason here. Or to simplify, AX plus BX equals CX or CZ potentially. Given the form of how you define what Z's and X look like in here, you can be a little fast and loose, yeah. And that Swag Incorporated name on this, the definition is, well, they do A plus B equals C, or equals A z, or ax plus bx equals cx, which is a fancy way to reduce the problem into the stone mill. What is ax? What is bx, sergeant, judge, whoever? I am ax. This is bx, physics, FMA. Beale's conjecture is going to get into some higher details. Then Peter, Paul, Rich, all of them got in on it. Yeah, AX, BX, CX here into the notes of the CZ, by its own name and in a defined X, a location, a number on the sequence of higher orders, Epson holes and Harry Black Hawking holes. Yingfield mass gap while we're at it here. Again, I love the math, and you're taking all that stuff, saying, all right, here's the first page, here's the second page, AX plus BX, and then here's some third pages, and you're a stonemason now. Congratulations. Holy shit, man, it's got some charm. The laws of quantum physics stand in the world of elementary particles in the way Newtonian's law of calculus or classical mechanics to the microscopic world. Almost half a century ago, Yings and Meals introduced the remarkable new framework to describe elementary particles using structures that also occur in geometry. Stone mill. A 2 by 12, 2 inches thick. A concrete pour, quote for a counterlay. We'll get into that later. Those are physics now. It's a gambit based on turbulent flows and air turbulence equation. Yeah. We'll get into that. The MP problem. They have the P versus MP problem, which is universal organization of students. They talk about it on the chessboard. You can get into it and why Huckabee's model of cinnamon for the physics behind his diabetes pill back in the day didn't necessarily work. That's my case study for that one. We're going to use that one in the rat ecotopia, the fundamental failure behavioral sexual stock model. 83 on the ASVAB. Alright, later we'll build cases in boxes, and that's going to look like Hodge's conjecture, because most of y'all are going to have to throw some of these pieces of paper together. That may be a problem. Brick and dryers, sand dryers conjecture, whoever, it's going to be close to 1 or close to 0. What we're talking about is, when you bring that point up, Mason, that's a good one. In terms of the equivalent value that's moving something on the floor for the information that gets it done. What we're talking about there is Feynman and Carl Sagan and Oppenheimer bombing the hell out of Mars to see if we can move there by the system, and then find out we got like tungsten rods, and then you send those. I mean, the whole graph on the calculus, turbulent flow between what's the word we hear here? Rational lines and the dividing systems is something like Hodge's conjecture. You got a lot of turbulent flow. You're gonna have some structure, some windage on the skyscraper build of what you're doing here. Here, obviously, I've studied these problems for quite a long time. I'm giving you the advantage. The birth of new quantum physics. Here we get this from Aristotle's A Birth of a New Physics. We're just adjusting what the ball in air and ball in water is by the standard of space and time. When you drop one in space-time, that's on this side of the Penrose diagram comparatively to other ones, or which plane of existence you're living in. If you're kind of doing things with your pay scale as a Mason, not to say things don't break. I've broken saws that shut me down for a month, but I've put that back on the board. It referenced what I was thinking, why the friction and thermodynamics, the laws of the motion of gravity inside of the Lego Fermi Lab Hadron Collider Mayan a fusion generator here, the black hole fusion generator, because that's where gravity is. It's just the irrational number that sinks a well, and somebody's like, bluestone, all right, let's make this corn happen somehow or the other. And the intrinsic value happens on an unbalanced equation. H, Hubble's constant, that's redshifted all to hell against corn, and I needed that to survive, and it all turns back into the adjusted function. And then you got some time dynamics, all right, stacking principles and getting way out on top of that, which look like some fancy fun symbols that you can play around with here. We'll get into some of the simpler variations on what some of those are, and You are a wave particle 50 cal experiment. I like to have fun. I like to get salty. I'm not saying I don't need a good sharps guy around to keep me square. I'm very sweet on the mill floor because things move correctly when you're a stonemason. You don't have to necessarily worry about the military. I have to wait for 10,000 people. They're going to expect me to burn rock. They're going to expect me to put in the counter. They're going to expect me to know not just hammer now, but the entire brief summary under the every variable of the IKEA milled from center mass, when glue spilled and how to clean it up on the adjusted number, the frames of the Lorenzos that I need, and the general command directive variable in general. Here, magnetism, what's up, north, south. You'd be real listening party every day if it come down to those kinds of grids, because you can crack a Stanford MIT class there if you're saying the note structure is one move in one bar or one physics or one system that kind of compound in one half and do things, and you can build some quadrants on that stuff. Any one of them doesn't matter. Here I'm just using some general patterns and sequences that trigger some stuff in your face that makes stuff work. But hey, I'm giving you, and that's the first bet you need to listen to on